You guys are live.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you was running the timer. The remotes, the love of excitement of remotes. No problem. So you got to look at me and Neil sitting here alone, staring at the screen, forlornly wondering what Wes was doing, but I thought we was running the timer. So my bad. Hey, everybody. It's Randy, Source One Marketing, and your host, Billy Wins Live. And we are, as you know now, for the last minute and a half, standing here staring at the screen live with Neil from Neilco LLC in beautiful Ashland, Ohio. And I don't know if Wes is going to run our bumper today or not, so I'm going to give him about a second and a half to run the bumper. If not, I love remotes. We're going to be right back either way. Okay, we'll assume he's not going to run the bumper. So that's we'll do. All me and Wes, I guess I should probably pay more attention, but running a open house here today at Neil's place. Neil, welcome. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, it's
good to have you. Thanks for inviting me to the open house. Great turnout, huh?
Yes, real good.
We're just north of, what are we, 7 miles north of Ashland?
Yes.
Yes. And the only thing that I have a complaint on.
What's that?
6 a.m. start, dude.
You think we should do 5 a.m.?
Yes. If we're going to do this, let's do it right.
Okay.
or I'm good with 10 to 2s personally.
10 to 2.
Just throwing that out there for you.
Yeah, a lot of the contractors like to come in and get breakfast before they leave for work, and if they're working an hour away, they don't want to come back.
I understand. It was no, it's good. Luckily, there's a hotel 15 miles away. So Neil and I have known each other for a lot of years already. And even though you're a young guy and I'm an old guy, we've been doing some stuff together for years. Neil has his business Neilco LLC, which is a really nice growing by leaps and bounds lumberyard out here in Building Supply Center out here north of Ashland. He's building a construction company and also does a couple other high-tech stuff that we're going to talk about in a minute, but way over my head because luckily I can barely get on here and not remember what Wes told me to do 3 minutes ago. So, but Neil, before we start, give us a little, who is Neil Burkholder? You know, I know you're married and some family man, great kids. Give us a little bit about who Neil is first.
Yeah, introduction. I started doing construction when I was 14. When I was 20, I started my own construction business doing pole buildings and roofing. I got married when I was 22, and now I have 6 children, 5 boys, and just had my first daughter in December. And in 2014, opened up the building supply store when I was 27, and that's been going real good. We've been growing. We've been doing more building. We've got a lot of good customers coming in. About 5 years ago, I started selling software. I have several different softwares that I sell for drawing buildings up, 3D visualizer, and also some production management software that I do.
Awesome. So what prompted you? You was a builder buying product from me through some of my other suppliers prior to starting your own business. What was the prompting factor to make that big leap from being a contractor only and buying product from people that were already out there and established to go on your own route? I mean, that's a leap of faith, right?
Yeah, it is. In fact, what happened was we kept growing and buying more material, and as we got more and more volume, I kept, of course, looking for better deals and trying to buy things more direct. And what started happening is I would reach out to people that sold the product to stores, and they would say, no, we don't sell to contractors. You got to buy it through a lumberyard. And so I said, fine, we'll have a lumberyard. And my first idea was just to sell to other contractors, kind of serve my own needs primarily. And then a lot of the vendors would say, no, you need to be open to the public. You need to be a real legitimate lumberyard. So I said, fine, we can do that. We'll have a real lumberyard. And that's what started it all.
Yeah. And if for anybody that has not ever been to Neilco, I've been coming here for years now. Beautiful facility, beautiful showroom, lots of land, lots of property, lots of building space. And he's adding on a new showroom and everything, right?
Yes, we're completely building a new showroom. We're about a month and a half away from opening that up. We're moving all our shelves and everything into the new building. We also built a 12,000 square foot warehouse. That's all brand new. And also for our construction business, we just built a new shop for that too.
Yeah, that's that new building. I mean, I was surprised you was doing that because the building you're in now is amazing. I mean, it's as nice as anybody's got. And that new one, even though it's just being finished, I just went chasing Neil down because it was getting close to showtime, and I thought he disappeared. But it's going to be beautiful. So congratulations on the growth. It's fun to see young guys because I have to do the math quick in my head, but you're mid-30s, right?
Yeah, I'm 35.
35. Whew. That's and the success level is impressive. So keep doing it. Yeah, it's awesome. So So you have the construction, then you went to the building materials world. What in the world prompted you into all this high tech stuff you're doing? Tell us about them one at a time. 'Cause I know you're doing two right now, right?
Yes.
So let's spend a little time on the first one. We'll start with number one, which is the post frame estimator, right?
Yes. So what happened was we had a great estimating software, but we had customers come in and they're like wanting to see what their building's going to look like. We didn't have any software to do that. So I actually designed a 3D software to visualize just the building, what it would look like. And I started using it myself. And then the place where we buy our metal from, Metal Exteriors, they saw that and they said, we got to have this. And then I kept developing it, and they said, you got to sell this because everybody needs this. So I've been selling that. And along the lines, the place where we where we're buying our metal from, they're using that also to sell buildings. And it sells buildings when you can have someone sit in front of your computer and see the building just take shape right in front of their eyes.
Gotcha. So easy to use, I assume, for guys that are not highly technical like me.
Yes, it's really geared towards people that are out in the field swinging a hammer 4 days a week, and they come in their office and they don't really hardly know how to run a computer. So it's very, very easy to use.
Gotcha. So they can literally then, Neil, sit down, plug in dimensions, height, width, height, length, what do they want for overhangs, doors, where you want them. You can move the doors around, you can move locations, and it gives you all kinds of 3D views, right?
Yes, in fact, it's a 3D model. You can spin it around. You can view it from any angle. There's a toolbar with opening choices, so like doors, windows. You click on it, and then you just drop them on your building wherever you want them. And after they're on there, you can move them around. You can click on a window and get options to change the type of window, those kinds of things.
That's got to be great for like you said, for the estimator, the salesman, whomever working with the end user to be able to actually visualize and see and go, oh no, I don't like the door there. What would it look like if we moved it to the right, or we put the lock door to the left, or whatever, right? I mean, it's got to eliminate callbacks and issues with the contractor later. Going, well, I didn't think that's what that was going to look like.
Exactly. Especially women, sometimes it's hard for them to visualize things. And then we get these people that say, I've got a 12-foot high building and I want to do a 40-foot lean-to, and we try to explain why that's not going to work with the 10-foot door down the bottom end. Well, if you can draw the lean-to and show them, they're like, oh, I can see that's running into the ground. It doesn't make sense. The sliding door is going to go out over the top of the roof.
Right.
Those kinds of things.
Perfect. Now, this will do the actual estimating also.
My software doesn't actually do the estimating,
Okay.
but I have integrated it with Smart Build, which is a great estimating software.
Okay.
And it does it has a way where we integrate and it automatically prices it from my model.
Gotcha. Perfect. So at the end of the day, they can get exactly what they need and know exactly what they're getting. And like I said, that not only from a sales end, but up front, but I can see where that is enormously helpful from, like I said earlier, from the not really a callback issue, but the issue at time of build, where the people are like getting something they didn't expect because they weren't visualizing it, right?
Exactly. So we have customers that they look at that drawing in detail and they expect it to look exactly like the drawing. And we've even had one customer that paid us $6,000 more than the competition because we had a nice drawing and he knew he was getting exactly what he wanted.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. So how long have you had that out and in operation?
I've started selling that about 5 years ago.
5 years. Okay. And so that's available pretty much to anybody in the post frame building industry that wants to partake, right?
Yes, it's available. It's actually an extension for SketchUp. SketchUp is a 3D modeling program, and my extension makes it so that you don't have to draw anything. You just put in your building parameters, and it does all the drawing for you. So it's Building Creator is the name if you want to search for it. It's Building Creator for SketchUp.
For SketchUp, like SketchUp. Doing a sketch up.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. So and so you will. Is there a one-time fee, and we don't have to talk about what it is, but that they buy the program, and then is there ongoing help and assistance once they get into the system, or is there assistance after the fact, or are they on their own?
No, they can. I support it. So if they have questions, call. I don't actually charge a support fee.
Okay.
Somebody would have. It's really simple to use. So most of it's like 5 minutes. Somebody didn't know. I do have also some videos that I post. If people have questions, I do a little drawing, show them how to do it, and I post it on the SketchUp forum. So you can look through that list of things. And if you still have questions, email or call, and I'll log on your computer and help you with it.
Okay, perfect. So, and this is the program that I think we've run into each other at an NFBA show, some other shows, I think, but I know NFBA for sure, right?
Yes, that's right.
Will you be at, you were in Nashville, I think, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I thought I saw you there. I thought we said howdy do at least once or twice.
Yep.
So you'll be in where are we going this year? Louisville, I think.
Louisville. I'm going to be, and I'm going to also be in Louisiana, New Orleans, at the construction roll forming show.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'll be there also. So
Good.
Wouldn't miss it. Maybe we'll have some Creole or something, or Cajun or jambalaya or something down there. So well, great. Well, that's awesome. So 5 years you've been doing that. So is that then? At what point did you do your spin off into your roll forming program? Let's talk about that a little bit too.
Yes. So the way the roll forming started was the place where we buy our metal from. When they saw what I did with this drawing software, they knew that I had an interest. It was a hobby at that point. It really was. And so they said, we need a way to get the information from our office out to our roll former, because we end up sending out a paper and they key it in and they might enter it wrong, make the wrong amount of panels that doesn't match with what's in the office. So they called the roll former and they had a system, and they said, you got to see, this is great. We can send our orders out to the machine directly from the office. So I went over and looked at it and I said, I can build you something way better than that. And so they said, it would be great if we could send the order into QuickBooks and out to the roll former. So I said, well, that's easy. So I did that. And then they said, let's add this, add that. And it just grew into a whole system from that point.
Wow. So that's a system that I assume obviously people can buy the basic system, and then there's a support mechanism to that, I suppose.
Yes.
An ongoing support system with that one.
The way that one's licensed is per location. So you can have an unlimited amount of users. Some of my customers have 30 people using that same software at the location. It comes with a lot of different things. There's a web app that you can have that you can make available for your contractors, so they can actually log in. They can enter their own orders. If you do custom trims, they can draw their own trims on the website, get a price instantly. And if they draw something ridiculous that you can't build, you can call them back or whatever. But if it's something you can produce, you just send it right out to your machine. It hooks up right with the VarioBend trim folder. Okay. The profile goes straight from the website to the folder, and you never have to do anything other than enter your bend sequences.
That is almost simple.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you mess that up, you kind of deserve to get a mess up, right?
Yeah, it's really hard to mess up when there's no links in between, no human
error.
Error.
Exactly. So long ways from the old days of drawing up trims on a piece of paper and trying to figure out how many bends you have and do we get so much of bend plus the flat stock? I mean, it's automatic. It
is. You can actually add markups per length. So if you want to have a higher markup on longer trims, you can do that.
Okay.
It figures out the cost of your coil, or the price for your coil, I should say, plus so much per bend. And you can enter the information, set it up, and it automatically prices it based on your coil price.
Nice. So from is this pretty much out of the box thing? In other words, if somebody called you today, I know your numbers being scrolled across the bottom. Once you kind of walk through the pricing and the support and the whole program, from the point that they said yes, that price looks good, I like what you're doing, how quick can they be into a system?
It really depends on the customer, because the customer has to give us information about their products. We've had people that have taken months to get the information in, and I had another customer that his primary purpose was to get set up as soon as possible. And he had another software that he was looking at, and he actually told me, I'm going with the other software. And I met him at the NFBA a week later, and I said, how's that working out for you? He's like, I haven't heard from him in a week. And he's like, he called me later that day, and he's like, I want to go with your software. We got him set up the next week, up and running.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
So yeah, that makes sense. So it really is going to depend. If they've got all their information to you, you're almost limited to almost overnight once they give you that information.
Yeah, once I have the information, I can actually get them set up in 2 hours.
Wow. That's impressive. So how long did it take you to put that thing together? Because, as I said earlier, I might have said it on air or off air because I was screwing this up at the start, but you're obviously pretty brilliant at this stuff. And then I mean that's a compliment. You can thank me later. $20 bill due. Anyway, but how long did it take once you recognized this legitimate problem that roll formers have, or need, I guess, more than a problem, but how long did it take you to put this thing together?
I would say it really took about 4 years to get to where I would call it a viable product, where it covered all the bases. Mm-hmm. Now, there's always things that people want. There's so many features that you might not even know you need until you have them. One of those is We have the ability on the web app so the drivers can schedule. You can schedule loads. The driver can pull up their delivery route and see where it goes right to Google Maps. And when they deliver their load, they can take a picture with their phone or tablet and assign it to the order, so the customer can log in. They can see that the materials was delivered. I just had a customer tell me that they saved 4 boxes of screws because a customer called and said, "Hey, I didn't get my screws." And they said, "Did you get your univent?" "Yeah, we got that." And they said, "Well, in the picture, there's 4 boxes right beside the univent. So if you look there, that's where it'll be."
Wow.
Otherwise, they would have been out 4 boxes of screws.
Yep. Okay, that's awesome. So that's all those things are just options that the guy can do or not do depending on what they want to do.
That's right. Some people aren't using that. I just sent out an email blast last week after I got that story, and then a lot of customers said, "Hey, we need to start using this," because as features get added, people don't necessarily know about them, or they just don't get started using them. But we're always adding more features. We're trying to make software better.
Sure.
And just grow it that way.
And I'm sure a lot of that comes from feedback from your existing users, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. We have a feature in our software where users can there's a little light bulb button. If they have ideas, they click the button, submit it, and I have over 100 feature requests right now.
Really?
In the backlog. Wow. So there's plenty to do.
So you don't have a lot of free time, is what you're saying?
Not a lot. I have plenty of things to do if I had free time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with 6 kids, there goes about half your life.
Yeah, that does take a lot of time.
That takes a lot of time. And then, so overseeing your construction business. Now, kind of going backwards, but do you are you actively involved with that today, or do you have somebody else that kind of runs that?
4 years ago, I got to where I was too busy. I couldn't do it all. So my brother Dave is doing all the sales for the pole buildings now. Okay. And he's doing a great job. I still do the sales for the roofing. We have 1 roofing crew and 2 pole building crews. Okay. And so I still got out 1 or 2 days a week doing sales. Okay. And I love that. Yeah.
Well, you don't ever want to lose touch with that, right? Keeps you in the sales game. We were talking earlier a moment about how much we love sales and the whole gambit of sales, and it's like riding a bike. I think you don't necessarily lose it, but you want to stay in the game, right?
That's right. And I enjoy talking to people. I love sales. I like doing bookkeeping. I do all my own bookkeeping for all the different businesses, and I enjoy that.
Yeah. Wow. I don't. That's why I have the Dixie chick that does all my backroom stuff, and also an accountant, because I'd rather just not. Yeah, and that's why I have Wes, our producer director here, that does all the technical stuff, because as you can tell, I'm good at one thing only, and that's semi-good is talk. Anything beyond that, I get in trouble. And if I start thinking too much, I get in trouble. So, okay. So what's we're going to get in the new building in, you said June or July.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, we might have another open house.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, I actually planned this fall, after we got the new building open. I like to do some billboards advertising our new showroom, and then hopefully the fall open house. We always have a small open house in the fall in October, so we'll probably do that and kind of feature the new showroom.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, there's got to be, and you may not want to release information to the world yet, but you're always thinking about new things, right? There's got to be the next. I've known you well enough now. There's something rolling around in that little head of yours.
Oh yeah, I've got all kinds of ideas. My wife says if sometimes I talk about downscaling, I'm like, maybe we should just do one thing. She's like, no, don't bother. You just do something else. So
you're going to do it anyway, so she might as well support it, right?
I thought about using the old store to do like a equipment and tool rental, but I got to looking at the way the markets are right now, and equipment and tools are hard to get. The prices are outrageous, and so I'm just thinking if there's a downturn, I might buy some cheap equipment or something like that.
When the time comes, yeah. Well, it's not like you don't have enough to do.
Yeah, that's true.
So, well, good. So, Neilco, everything building material. If you get out in Ashland area or near here, it's a great store. It's going to even be better once you get the new one. Or not, I don't know, better, but more room, right? More. That's
right. More displays.
But everything from the building world, but. And you got all kinds of other stuff in there too. What else do we have in the store here we might find if somebody's local?
We do a lot of Milwaukee tools. That's a big one for us. We have all the 18-volt fuel stuff, 12-volt. There's a lot of different things there. Just hardware, plumbing, electric, anything you'd find in a hardware store.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love to wander through the store and see some of the things they have, because I always forget. I think of you when I haven't been in for a little bit, that it's more just lumber and metal and fasteners and all the paraphernalia that goes with that. But anybody local here can wander and find just about anything you find in hardware, right?
Yeah, that's right. And then we also have drywall. We have some things that would take to build a house, but mostly everything you would need to build a pole building. That's what we really focus on.
That's your big focus. Pole buildings and metal roofing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you do any asphalt roofing too, or no?
We do some. I have an Amish crew that does all my asphalt roofing because my guys like to do metal.
Right. But that's still probably 10% of the roofs you do, probably.
Even less. That's a small percentage.
Yeah, because you're metal guys.
We are. We're metal. Yep.
So, well, it's kind of we wrap up. What different profiles? I know you do Edco steel shingles. What other kind of metals do you have here?
We do some standing seam. We have a lot of the exposed fastener, just what people call ag panel, and that's really a big mover for us because it's 40-year warranty. It's a very good product for the price, and we're using now a lot of those lifetime screws, and that's a big deal for us.
Right.
So with that's really our biggest one. The Edco shingles, they're expensive and the prices have just gone up, and so they're almost getting to where they're cost prohibitive for a lot of people for the value.
Sure. And you do some. You do some textured too, the shiny paint and textured.
Yes, we do both of those. Yeah.
What do you find there? Is the textured? What percentage would you say of the business for residential more so than pole barn?
Right. For standing seam, I really like the textured because it breaks up the glare, so you don't see any kind of oil canning. It takes some of that out. But for the other ag panel, most of those people are kind of looking for an economical roof, and so when you tell them it's 20% more for textured, the warranty's the same. They're like, so you mean it's just the looks? Well, yeah, it is. And so if they're just going for the cheapest price, they're not going to do the texture.
Got it.
And then I'm muted. Randy and Neil have actually bounced off inadvertently. I can only assume. So what we'll do is just go ahead and I guess wait just a couple seconds here and see if in fact they're going to pop back. Neil does not have a actual website to go to, but if you follow that number 419-631-7669, that is going to be a way for you guys to be able to get in touch with Neil and his entire team. I don't know, again, if they're going to be popping back on. This is, if you guys don't know me, producer Wes Wyatt, and hopefully they did not mean to do that. But when they say they're gone, I guess. So Kirsten is asking what happened. Kirsten, I don't know. I'm assuming that they probably hit something by accident, and it looks like they're back. Randy, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I just want to let you know. Yeah, what happened?
Well, we had the technical difficulties right at the start, and switched over to my iPhone, and all of a sudden I ran out of battery. Yes. See, I don't know. We couldn't. What the problem is, as we talked, Wes, this is what happens when you get too smart for your own britches, like my friend here, and he's so high tech that he's got 746 firewalls to get through. And we had to call the CIA and several other alphabet people to try to get into the system that we finally couldn't get in. So I went back to the old fashioned way to 5G on my phone.
And what's really crazy is I ran the timer and I ran the bumper, and I could hear you talking over it saying, well, I guess Wes isn't running the bumper. So the bumper was run. So this is just one of those live situations that, you know what, sometimes it goes that way and sometimes they go smooth. But hey, you know what, we're doing it. And that's what the people that aren't doing it are missing. So it's good either way. I'm going to pop off.
Well, hey, one thing, Wes, before you leave, because you look so handsome, checks in the mail, right? So you're a tech guy. You've kind of been listening, obviously, to Neil. Anything you want to fire out at Neil? I caught you off spot, I know, but anything you want to fire off at Neil, this tech guy to tech guy here?
Well, you know, I do have one glaringly nagging question to me. Neil, you have all these awesome programs. Is there a reason why you've decided to not go on the website side of things? And oddly enough, right after saying that, Randy popped off again. So I'm assuming, which is funny because I just did a podcast about assuming, but I'm assuming that you probably have either ran out of battery again, or your cord popped out or something happened. But more than anything, Neil, I was going to ask you why you don't currently have a website. Is it because the majority of people find you by foot traffic, or you're just so popular in your area that you don't need it? What's the reason? Because I think in this world, people would want to know, if nothing else, just from a, market, reach type thing. If somebody were to go and put you into their phone, what would come up, and I can do that when I'm not on the screen and find out. But so anyway, Josh Chamberlain just said Randy was on the phone selling a lot today. You know what? That is probably true. Randy, and believe me, I've held Randy's phone in my hand. Randy's phone has got a battery backup in the case. So if Randy is running out of juice, then any of us would be completely out of juice by now. So I'm going to wait just a little bit and see if Randy and Neil pop back on. If for some reason they do not, what I will do is get an answer of why Neil does not do a website, and any other questions that Randy wants me to get out there for you guys, and I will make sure that I add that onto the broadcast, because this one is probably going to be one that we need to go through and do a little bit of editing on. Generally, I just keep them up as is because they're pretty good that way. But this one seems like it's going to need just a little bit of TLC, if you will. So they don't appear to be coming back. So I'll make sure that I get that for you guys. They're probably sitting and going cuckoo as to what's going on. I know Randy is one that when the tech stuff starts happening, he is ready to put his fist through his screen. So but no need to do that. It's all okay. We will get this edited and bring it to you in a pretty little bow when we're all done. So guys, thank you so much for watching yet another Building Wins Live. Thank you to our host and awesome road warrior, Mr. Randy Chafee. Thank you very much, Neil, for coming on as a guest. We hope that Neil Co. does absolutely, positively awesome in the future. Again, if you guys want to call Neil, it's at the bottom of the screen, but it's at 419-631-7669. And guys, again, on behalf of Neil and on behalf of Randy, thank you very much for another day. I am going to pop up Randy's mantra so that you guys have them, and that is do what you love what you do, live it, love it, own it, and make today your best day ever. Until tomorrow. And we will see you guys later. Until then, just have a great day. And again, thank you for coming in to another Building Wins Live. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.